Hi everyone, welcome to my Central Texas garden in November. I am going to show you all around and give you a bit of a tour today. So it is still quite warm here, even though it's like the November 12th or something. It's 80 degrees right now and sunny, so it's still shorts and t-shirts weather. But I will show you around what I have. So starting in this first bed here, these are fennel. I'm growing these mainly for my sister's rabbit. She really spoils that rabbit, and so I'm growing a bunch of these for her rabbit. Right there was another fennel. There was 10 of them originally, but the squirrels dug that one up. So I tried to put in some pak choi seedlings that I had started, and I transplanted them there. But as you can see, the snails have gotten to them, so there's not a lot left of that. Maybe it'll bounce back, maybe not. So then these two plants here, sorry, it made it blurry when I point like that, I guess. So those two plants there are a type of kale that I started inside again from seed. Then this is some curly kale transplants that I bought and put here. There's 6 of them. Then if we kind of go around, back there, kind of hiding, is a nasturtium plant. Then here along the trellis, they're not going to grow up the trellis, they're just there because there was empty space, is 3 pak choys, and then that little empty space with the red tags is spinach. So then over there is peas, and if we swing around to the other bed, on the other side is peas. I'll show you that in a minute. But then if we go back over here, there's another type of nasturtium here that's a really pretty kind of variegated one, I mean. Really pretty. Then here is some more pak choys with the blue tags, and then those red tags are Swiss chard. Again, the ones I started inside from seed. And then I guess we'll walk around this direction. So then in this bed is cauliflowers and cauliflowers and broccolini, baby broccolis. So these over here are the cauliflowers, and as you can see, some of them are doing better than others. This one here got decimated by snails, so it's still got a couple of the bigger original leaves, but then it's growing new leaves from the center. And then that one there was just kind of small, always just kind of small. This one had some damage. Then that one in the back, and all these are broccolini, and they're looking okay. They don't have really, this is like the best looking one here, and as you can see, there's not really a head forming yet, any of the actual broccoli. They're just leaves now. But you can see like here where we've had some insect damage and stuff, but they're bouncing back. They're doing all right. So more broccolini, I mean. Again, another nasturtium. This one's a bit bigger, doing real pretty. And then over here is some more peas, same type that's on the other side. They're just succession sown. So these are bigger. They will climb up the trellis some. You can see some of them, like that one back there, needs a bit of help. I need to kind of help train them on the trellis. But yeah, they're sugar snap type peas. So then over here, if we kind of go this direction, all the way over here, skip those beds for now. These 4 grow bags here are my garlic, soft neck garlic. And as you can see, they have started coming up, some of them. There's 5 planted in each one, sort of like like at the corners of a square and then in the center. So some of them have started coming up. Then this bed here is carrots. As you can see, there's different kinds indicated by the different tags. And most of them have not started coming up yet. You have to keep the soil really moist for seeds like this so that they don't die, essentially. And so for a while I was keeping cardboard on top and to try to keep the soil more moist, and then you're supposed to take it off as soon as they start germinating. So as you can see, if you can, some of them, like that one there and these here, started germinating. There's one over there. And so I took the cardboard off, and so hopefully now if I'm keeping them good and moist, they'll still continue to be okay. Then in here I have, from like 2/3 over this way, is different radishes that are looking good. Then over here On the other third, front and back, is arugula. Then this bed is all different types of lettuces. So we have like a musclin mix first, and then a baby leaf blend, some other different like gourmet and salad blends. Then this one is one called red sails. Then there's just different kinds, like that one's flashy trout. This one that has some coming up is black-seeded Simpson. Again, same thing. Then this that has some coming up is Paris Island cause romaine. And then these two on the end are little gem. So then back here, I'll go over this area in a second, but back over here, I have some more stuff. I have all these pots out that did have my sweet potatoes in them, but I have since harvested those. Harvested them at the end of October. So this pot did have a sweet potatoes in it originally, but I had an extra broccolini plant that needed a home, so I just re-amended the soil and stuck it in there. And then I put my calendula in here, grown from seed, but I started them in little cell trays. So when I had extras, I wasn't real sure what to do with them, so I put the extras in this little grow bag, and that's why they're smaller, because they got planted later. So then there's my compost tumbler. Then back here is my big area that I have as a perennial pollinator flower garden. So there's all different types of Texas natives, oh, butterfly, and other types of just flowering plants that are very good for full sun. When I very first started gardening, this was the only area I had. I didn't have any of the raised beds or anything. And so this was where I would plant a few vegetables and stuff, but our natural soil is extremely heavy clay, which is why things just didn't do good here. Stuff like vegetables doesn't grow in that. So I worked on amending it over the years, and now I've got stuff growing here. And as you can see, some of the stuff is doing better than others. I don't remember the names of everything, but like you can see, like that vine there is pretty dead, but the one back there is doing okay, starting to die back. Then some stuff I just did not do good on spacing at all. So like you can see, if I can figure out how to get my shadow out of the way, these two are real close together, but then there's like a big space here where there's not really a lot. But then this plant here is kind of dead. And then I've got some different rosemaries in here. That orange and red one back there is a lantana. These are two different types of sages. This kind of dead one here and this big one. They're really pretty. I'll see if I can find pictures and pop them up from when it was more like spring, summer, when things were more blooming and pretty. But as you can see, like at the base of these two, they're planted way too close, which is why they're like growing into each other. And then this one ended up, let me scoot back. This one ended up being really big, so bigger than I expected it to be, so it's kind of overtaking that one. Then I have these stepping stones that I painted a few years ago, and so I've got this one. I have to keep this little guardrail here because someone I live with has dogs, and they will get back there and mess everything up. And so I have to put that guardrail there, and because I'm short, I have trouble stepping over it. So I got this stepping stone that's like a lot thicker so that I can easily step on it and get over. And then I made this path in the middle, and it's rainbow. It doesn't look the best anymore since I painted it some years ago. But so anyway, there's this plant. Then if I actually step in here, back here I have my compost piles. I like, switch from one to one, or sometimes I have both of them going at once. Then I have my little rabbit statue, and there used to be a plant right there, but it died. So then I have a couple more plants back here. Then if we turn around, this big plant has really pretty orange flowers, and the butterflies and bees love it. Then I've got another rosemary, another one here, and you can see these ones, like this one, isn't as big, even though it's the same thing as this huge one, because it's just like blocked with the sun. And then there is a plant hiding kind of right in there, kind of underneath. Then there's some back there. And then these two little things. Then if we go back out here, I've got these ones. This little type right here. I'm sorry, my shadow. The sun is just... Maybe this wasn't a great time to film. But this is like a daisy type one. You can see some of the flowers coming on again. Then this one with the pretty purple flowers. Another lantana kind of hiding under there. But you can see like this one, the base of it is actually like back here. So it's growing like up sideways because of how big this one is. And then I've got this, I think it's called like a hot lips something or other plant here. And it's kind of covering this one, which was like this grayish type one, like this. And then I have my sunflower thing that I made back there. So that's this whole area here. Then if we walk back over here, back toward where my garlic was, I have these blackberry plants. They're kind of out of control. I have them in these tubs I made into wicking tubs, which is why they have the little white tubes, so I can water down at the base. And then I built this, wow, those birds are going crazy. I built this cage thing around it as a, like, support. The canes are supposed to, instead of like falling on the floor and stuff, they're supposed to kind of like rest on the thing, but it's not working that well, because originally the plan was to hammer stuff into the ground, but there's literally like an inch of soil before you hit rock, so nothing is able to be really hammered into the actual ground without just falling over, because there's not enough soil to stabilize it. So then in these two pots I have a couple more extra broccolini plants that didn't fit in the raised beds. Then if we take a little stroll this way, I've got a few other things over here in containers. Here, I used to have a big row of comfrey all the way along here until that big plant, but right now these are the only ones still showing. And they're not doing the best right now, but because it's, you know, end of the year. And then in this area is some different perennial flowers and stuff. Again, things are looking scraggly, and my mom she doesn't like it when things look scraggly, so she puts in these fake flowers, which at first might look sort of okay, but over time they just end up looking even more trashy in my opinion. But you know, whatever, it's not technically my house, so I don't have to say. Then in this thing, I normally grow herbs in here, and it's like a self-watering, like very, very tiny mini raised bed type thing. And so this year I grew ginger in here, and as you can see, it's starting to flop over and stuff, so it's getting ready to be harvested. And surprise, surprise, the squirrels planted some peanuts in there. So there's one right there. You can actually see, if I can get down lower, that it's flowering, that orange flower. And there's one back there. They've done that in several pots all over the place. Then lounge chair. And then back here I have my Meyer lemon, which, as you can see, has a lot of fruit on it that's starting to ripen. A lot of fruit. So that's exciting. The tree itself is kind of scraggly looking, but it's got a lot of fruit, so that's good. Then this is some type of orange, I always forget what kind. It looks kind of funky, the shape of it and stuff. I need to figure out how to prune it. I'm not great at learning how to do that, but yeah, it goes really tall. Then the one behind it is a Poncan mandarin. And again, it's kind of skinny down here and then goes really tall. But back here, it has a mandarin on it. Just one this year. I didn't get any mandarins off it last year, or was it that I got them last year? Last time I got mandarins, it gave me like 4. And that was the first time it ever fruited. So this time it's giving me a little bit less, but that's okay. Then if we carefully swing back over this way, past the pool, which needs to be cleaned, this is my moringa tree that I have in this pot here. I dehydrate and powder the leaves and use them to put in capsules to take as medicine. That really, really helps with my arthritis. In the middle here was some vines for flowers, but they have since died. But then over here is some comfrey that I dug up from that comfrey area. And I'm sorry, it sounds like people are doing some type of construction nearby. But these are ones that I dug up from that comfrey area, and I am propagating them. So now that they're a bit bigger, I can replant them over in that area. So there's one main one in here, and then there's 3 main ones in here. One here, one there, and one back there. So I'll be able to separate them and get more plants into that little pollinator flower area. And then this is a, what is this called? A passion flower vine that I started and have in this little pot for now until I can, till I can plant it out. Then just a couple more things. This is my aloe right here next to my mom's dead plant. And as you can see, it's pretty big, probably needs a bigger pot, and the pups need to be put into their own pots. And then, remember this is my mom's plant with the succulents and stuff, but remember I told you the squirrels are like planting all these peanut plants? That's one of them. And then this one next to the pool thing is not doing too well, but this is one of my mints. I believe this is the cat mint, but again, that's cat mint to the right, to the bottom is cat mint, and that one is peanuts. So, those dang squirrels. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked seeing my garden in November, and I will be back with my next video from the Renaissance Fair that I'm going to this weekend. All right, bye. Please subscribe.